We don't care what R. Kelly did.
Did I say anything racist this time? You better get out of here, honky.
And now for something completely different.
I got moves, man.
Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin. Yeehaw! Just crap my pants.
All right, it is August 10th. And Blake luckily did not crap his pants last weekend.
That was not crap. That was mud.
Boy, sometimes I wondered. So for those of you that don't know, we've been talking about it, so I'm sure you do. I did have a couple of our big time fans out there ask me how it went, and I told them they had to wait until the podcast. Nice. I can't be spilling the beans.
We got our 5 listeners back.
Yeah, for my special fans out there. Shout out to Andrew and Landon. Yeah, how are you guys feeling after the Tough Mudder?
I feel pretty good today, actually. Like the day after, I was okay. Like my joints kind of hurt. Like it was kind of weird. Like I'd wake up at night and kind of roll over, and then my ankles or my knees or my wrist would kind of hurt. But the next day I was okay. But then the day after that, like my abs hurt.
I felt worse after the second day too.
Yeah, everything like it was like weird pains like here or there. Yeah. So I haven't done any lifting this week or anything. I'm just kind of trying to make sure I don't, because I'm sure muscles were not normally worked out. Were worked out pretty heavily that day. So I'm trying not to mess anything up.
Right. How about you, Kevin? How you feeling?
So, like Richard, that next day I was like, "Ooh, I'm feeling good." And then second day I kind of hit a brick wall, got sore. And then like I said, I was saving for the show. Like I just ran my hands across my knees and feeling like all the scratches and scabs from all that. But other than that, I feel good.
Yeah. I feel good. I busted my rib, so which we'll talk. I think it'd be kind of fun to maybe talk through each obstacle and maybe kind of give each other's, thoughts, opinions, or, maybe fun, the funny moments that happened or, whatever. So yeah, I'll explain my rib injury, I guess, here in a little bit, but it hurts. It hurts to cough. It really hurts to sneeze. Really hurts to sneeze, dude.
You might sneeze and short because it hurts so bad.
Oh, dude, like I sneezed when I was talking about we was at Dick's Sporting Goods earlier, and I sneezed once at work on Monday. So 2 days after, and I mean, dude, I was like, I can't do that again. That hurt so bad, And Kevin, I'm sure you've had rib injuries in wrestling, right? Yeah. And I mean, it's just like. Yeah, it's just such a every time you sneeze, cough, laugh, it's just such a sharp pain. Yeah, exactly. So I'm playing in a golf tournament tomorrow, so it's gonna hurt, but I refuse.
When you get that swing, yeah.
I refuse to call it off. It's gonna hurt, but I don't even care.
You better bring you some BioFreeze.
Yeah, I got some on right now.
Nice.
So, yeah, I guess just to set it up for the fans, the plan was to meet at my house. Jared ended up not riding with us because he took his son, Burke. Shout out to Burke for being an awesome cameraman for us. Burke signed up for the kid mutter, and he went through it 3 times and then went on the 5K with us. He wasn't able to do the obstacles, but he was right there along with us and took some.
Was not tired at all.
No, not tired at all. Yeah. So and then JD went with us, which that was the first time I think I've actually physically met JD. Probably for you as well, Kevin.
No, I met JD before.
Oh, you have? Okay. I don't think I have. But anyways, so the four of us drove together to Columbus, and I think the vibe there was good. I think there was a little bit of nerves with all of us, kind of not really knowing what to expect. How are you feeling on the way there, Rich?
I was okay. Like, it was like, I don't know. I think that it was just a, it is what it is situation, right? You just kind of, quietly meditate and just go do it.
Yeah.
Well, I think Blake expressed himself by talking. You can tell that Blake is a nervous talker because it's all he did was talk on the whole way there. You can tell that he's very amped up. Like, even when we walk down to the start, like, Blake is just focused, like.
It was game time, dude.
Yeah,
it was game time. Well, I mean, it's not like you weren't talking with me. I can't remember what all we were talking about on the way there, but I mean, you get me around people, you're going to be in a conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little nervous, and I think we played Under Oath, the song, and shout out to JD, and that kind of got us pumped up a little bit, but I mean, I don't know if you guys want to walk through, each step or whatever, but I mean, I think once we got there, I think our nerves were a little bit more calm. We was able to see some of the contestants. I remember seeing one guy walking out and he was limping real bad, and I was like, "Oh crap!"
Right.
I don't know if I'm ready for this. And then we, got to talk to some people, and they said the ending is real tough because there's a shocking device, which we'll talk about that. Go ahead.
I felt like we started slowly, like we started off amped up. We started slowly getting comfortable because we started to see people like us, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the only way that I can describe it. Like, any male, when they're going to competition, they're going to size their other people like them. They're like, hey, this person's gonna do it. I think I can survive this. This lady's gonna do it. I think I'm gonna survive this. What made me feel more comfortable is that we were not in a huge group. So we come to, if anybody doesn't know this, we come to a starting line. And there's what would you guys call him? A DJ or what? I don't know. But he was really good. He was really like the spokesperson at the start. He gets you kind of amp and get you warmed up and get you hyped to do it. And I liked his speech about diversity, like, because you never, and we'll probably towards the end talk about this, like it like we start at the beginning of it, and then like I hit like a touch of it at the end, right? So he speaks about diversity and basically was like, hey, this is like a team thing, right? Like, you're never gonna encounter these people. It's like a community type thing, and you're gonna need people that you never even encountered, which I didn't think of this when we're signing up and stuff. You're gonna need people that you did not encounter along these obstacles. So
right, yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. You're gonna need everybody's help. I think the start was, fairly easy. It's just kind of a slow jog. I immediately thought, like, dang, all I should have done was just trained in the woods, just went on some jogs in the woods. And it would have been the best training, like
just running uphill.
Just find some trails and just go run. It's like, it'd probably be the perfect workout for it. But I like, of course, we kind of jogged and then we'd stop a little bit and jog a little bit, but I really didn't feel that tired as far as the run. Like, I didn't feel like the run was too long. Did you guys?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we really ran that much. Was part of it. It was like we kind of paced ourselves.
Yeah.
Understanding that we needed to reserve strength for the obstacles.
Yeah. We didn't know what was coming up and when it was coming up.
You're right. Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to vaguely speak about all of the obstacles, but they weren't, to me, they weren't strenuous. Like like as far as like okay, well, I'm gonna get ahead of ourselves. I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll talk about each obstacle first. So what was the first one? The first one was we had to crawl under
just an army crawl under barbed wire.
Kiss of mud. Yeah, that was the first.
Yeah. So it was the kiss of mud. Basically, they had log. Well, perfect timing. I think Jared's with us. What up, Jared? You got that dog? You got that dog locked up?
No, but I got his little shocker.
All right, well, shock away.
Hey,
it looks like Kevin's got one. Yeah, you guys just need to get a golden doodle like my dog and just sits there and sleeps all the time.
Right.
Hey, Jared, we're just kind of going through each obstacle. We just got to the first one where we're talking about crawling through the mud. That one really didn't bother me at all because I was just like, that's kind of high in the air. All I got to do is just army crawl. Did any of you guys get poked by the barbed wire?
Did you?
Did you? Were they sharp? Were they sharp at all?
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, like Richard said later, is like this isn't like around a prison barbed wire. This is just,
they're not trying to kill you with it.
Yeah. The last thing they want is someone to get cut open. You know? Yeah.
I think the first obstacle is definitely to warm up. Hey, there's mud.
Yeah, the first one was just to get you down and dirty. Like, hey, don't even think you're not going to get dirty. This is it.
Right. But I think it did make the second obstacle rougher because your hands are slick.
Because you're all wet. Yeah. Well, I mean that's kind of what I liked about the first one. It was just like, all right, cool. My clothes are a mess now. Now it's now I'm just hanging with my boys playing in the mud. You know, like let's go work out. You know, let's go. You know, so I kind of liked that. You know, just that feeling of like, all right, well, I'm muddy. Here we go.
Start.
Yeah. So then the second obstacle was the wall, or was that the first one?
Berlin Wall was the second one.
Berlin Wall was the second one.
Okay. Yeah. So once you're all nice and wet and muddy, they want you to go climb a 10-foot wall, which, obviously you had to have someone.
It was probably like 9 foot.
You think so? Okay. I wasn't sure.
I don't think it was 10.
Jared,
I was able to grab the top of it. I just wasn't able to grip it because I had mud all over my hands.
Okay, Jared, we're trying to make it sound like
better, bro.
Yeah, we're trying to make it sound like it was difficult. It was at least 15 feet, if you ask me.
I think what made it difficult was your hands were slippery, and so you're trying to grab it, and then the way down is just basically, once you get on top of it, it's like maybe a 3-inch place to kind of sit and navigate. I think once I got up top, I was like, oh. There's
I'm gonna get down.
Yeah.
Yes. You're right. I think that's
like 2 foot down, but like that, and it's slippery and it's muddy.
Yeah.
And it's the first.
The gloves didn't really even help you at the top of that, did it?
They didn't really help at all. Really, I think really the only thing they helped with was not getting all scraped up.
Yeah, which I really didn't. My legs got scraped up from the mud mile from people pulling me up or whatever. But I mean, I think obviously the challenge of the wall was for one, if you can reach the top, pulling yourself up to have the strength to pull yourself up because there was nothing to put your foot on, is extremely difficult. So obviously you have to get someone to help. So you could put a knee down.
I think that was part of it. It was the first time you're like, oh, I need people.
Yes.
I didn't see one person. I didn't see one person leap themselves up.
Oh, you couldn't. Yeah. And if you're there by yourself, you got to wait for someone else to show up, to help you out. So, but like Richard said, I mean, like once I kind of got up there, I was like, well, this is kind of easy. And then I was like, oh crap, like this is, if someone's scared of heights, this is really pretty sketchy for them because if you fall, it's gonna hurt. Like that
would have hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. You're definitely up there high enough. And then, once you do commit to throwing your body, to the other side and start that hang, you got to hope and pray your feet hit that really small bar they got there, to balance yourself to be able to, hop down or whatever. So if I remember right, I think I was the first one to go. Or Jared, did you go first on that one?
Because there was that guy in the orange
Older
that
guy.
was like standing there waiting, and so I went, and then I came back around, and like I didn't know, is that cheating? Like, since I got over, am I not allowed to help? But like I got
There's
over,
no
and
ref.
I came around, and I was the base to lift
Yeah.
everybody else up.
Yeah. Well, and I think your initial thought was you were going to get to the top and help people up.
Yes, that was
Yeah,
my
and
initial
that's
thought,
what
'cause I
we-
sat up
that's what we
there for a minute, like thinking, okay, I'll scoot over and let you guys come up. But you guys were like, no, dude, there's not enough room. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I'm sitting on my nuts. There's not enough room.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the obstacle. You got to sit on your nuts. It has nothing to
It
do with
won't
climbing the wall. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like we all just, like Kevin said, that was kind of like our first time to have to really use somebody. And, there was a guy that, I think he tried to climb it by himself at one moment. And then, I immediately was like, hey, man, we got you. We got you. And then I think he's the one that lifted you up first.
Yep.
But, even in that, like, I immediately kind of learned like, oh, there's a technique to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a better way to, lift people up or whatever.
Like for the listening public, all 9 of you, like
Hey.
Blake is like one thing I learned from this experience, Blake was like real quick to observe what other people were doing and or adapt and go, okay, this is what we need to do. Cause like you were like, okay, put your back against the wall and then lift them up and then let them stand on your shoulder or your back. And then like at the Mud Mile, you were like, no, don't try to like pull everybody up and lift them up. Here, just lean up against the wall,
leg.
put your knee down, and let them step on your knee. It's so much easier. And you continue to do that like each time. I appreciate it because like I'm just like trying to muscle through it and just like go. And you're like, all right, let's do this the smartest, quickest, most efficient way possible.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I mean, honestly, it was there was one time I remember looking at Richard and I was like, here, put our hands together and we'll get JD over. Like I was thinking I hold my wrist and his wrist and then gives him a place to step. I've seen people do that. And then a guy just came right in. He goes, here, put your knee down. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, I mean, once again, it's just about learning.
It's observant.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right. It kind of back to what Richard said earlier about like when we first started, I think we all were kind of pacing ourselves. I think if I did it again, I think I would have pushed myself even harder.
Yeah.
Like I think I had enough, energy at the end, and in my muscle, I am the right amount of sore, just like felt a little bit in my quads, a little bit in my shoulders and backs and stuff. But so I think the challenges were, a great challenge for, all shapes and sizes, I guess.
Moderate. Yeah.
Moderate. Yeah. So let's talk.
We went to the Mud Mile.
Yeah. So I think the funniest part of the Mud Mile was like Jared was always the guinea pig. Like I remember the very first small puddle, real small puddle. Like it was like, what is this? Like it's not even an obstacle. It's just we literally had to jump over it or just step right in it. And Jared was just like, screw it. I don't even know how deep it is.
Blake's like, is that an obstacle?
I was like,
it was a wet puddle, dude.
I was like, please tell me. Because I was so nervous at the beginning. I was like, please tell me that that's an obstacle. Because if so, this is gonna be really easy.
And looking back at it, the Mud Mile was the toughest. I thought
it was the toughest. It required the most teamwork, and it was the longest one that we did.
Yeah.
And I and I still think if we didn't have that other group with us, we wouldn't have that's when you realize, we need other people.
Yeah. Well, let's set that up real quick. So what I was getting at, once we got to that, it was, we're kind of to the listeners, they're basically just 5 mounds, I think it was, at least probably at least 8 feet deep and probably water and mud up to about 4 feet roughly, maybe.
Just slick.
Yeah. And just slick. You really can't climb up it with anything because you can't grip on anything. So you got to
There's no
get somebody
steps
else.
to get out. Like there's not.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
nowhere to put your feet other than what other people have like kicked into the mud.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's just like, unless you go to like the very corner to get out.
I don't even think you could do that.
Well,
But
I
was
did
still
that on
sloppy.
the one where I stupidly stood up and I was helping people pull people out, and I was standing, and then I sat, and then I got a little too close, and I
slid
tried
in.
to pull. Who did I try to pull? Kevin or JD?
I think it was me. Yeah, I think it was me.
Yeah, and I tried to pull you out, and
Yeah.
I slid right down the hill, right back in, right on top of JD.
Man. Well, what I was going to say that was so funny, and I think it really just kind of kicked off the obstacles, was like, there's this we both are kind of standing on top of this mountain, our first big obstacle, and we're looking down and we're like, man, it's kind of hard to see how deep that is. And then I think Jared said, well, only one way to find out. And basically does a cannonball. And I mean, you basically went right to your butt, dude. I mean, it looked like your legs gave out. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, like
you made it look deeper.
Go ahead.
I said you definitely made it look deeper when you went in the way you did.
Well,
you're the tallest out of all of us.
I've swam in lakes and unknown depths of water before, and so like I know like you don't go in with like your legs fully extended. You kind of like go up just to prepare, and so like I did that, like with my legs or my knees bent, kind of like cannonball style, but like, try to figure out just so you don't like tear a ligament or whatever.
It looked like you had no care and just jumped in.
Oh yeah,
like,
no. Well, I think like me going into it, I was like, I can't have a fear.
Yeah.
Like I can't be fearful of this. Not fearful in the like sense that like I'm gonna die, but like fearful of like I can't do this. So like I was like, I'm just gonna tackle, and that's kind of how I
operate
life, I guess you could say, is like I can't be fearful of the unknown. Like I'm just gonna go straight forward ahead. I'm gonna tackle it as I find out what it actually is, if I can tell what it is.
And you definitely did that. Like I think you were the leader in that. Like, all right, boys, I'll show you. If you want to compliment me for what you said earlier. I mean, I think you helped in that sense of like, I'll be the first one to go, except for the Arctic fall. Which I can't wait to talk about that.
Nice.
I think the other thing with that mud, mile mud or whatever the heck it was, there was one point I was on the opposite side of you guys were trying to pull up Kevin, and as he came up, this beautiful wad of mud, I literally saw it flying in the air and just smacked me right in the left eye. And this is like at the beginning of the race or whatever, and I was like, oh no, like and then I immediately started thinking about all the things I should have brought. I didn't bring extra contacts. I didn't bring solution, luckily Burke, Jared's boy was there, and I was able to use his shirt to clean it out. But yeah, I was a little nervous.
I started thinking about people saying, the mud will burn your eyes and stuff like that. That's what I started thinking about.
Yeah. Didn't you get some in your eyes too, Richard?
Yeah, it started burning. So I was but then when we hit that first water station, I was able to clear them out.
Yeah. That saved us for sure.
I wonder if they put if there was some sort of chemicals in them or something. Because I don't know.
Keep it watery and so it doesn't thick up.
Something. I don't know what you would put in it, but I don't know why it would cause your eyes to burn if it wasn't chemical. Well,
I mean, just the mud in general, right? Like it's one thing to get water in your eye, but when it's mixed with, rocks and cement and whatever. Right. I mean. Understandable,
this
I guess.
Is from like the third or fourth mud pit, and this just like kind of like captures my like feeling. Like, so there I was, like, I was just like, I'm exhausted, like, just like looking down, like, we got one more to go or two more to go, like.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. How did you guys feel after this obstacle? Because to me, that was probably was the toughest one to kind of get through. So like that sets the tone. So you're immediately like, all right, what are we about to get into?
Yes. Well,
What do you
because
think,
like for me, like either it would, and watching back the video, I either went first, like got pulled up first,
the way that we set it up,
everybody else out from our group and a couple other, or I was the base that everybody stepped up, and then I was, they were pushing off of my leg and I was pushing up. So like that one to me was the most exhausting, just from a sheer physical standpoint of like
you became the brute.
Yeah, I gave a lot of energy on that one, and it took me a minute to recover from that one. I was grateful for a water station, rinse off station / a
break,
long run.
Yeah, because it was a long run after that. So leading up to that, that was probably the first mile and a half before we got to anything else. Was that and then the piggyback ride, right?
Yeah, we hit the mile marker after that one.
Yeah,
before the piggyback ride.
Yeah.
See, it's funny because like I was thinking back about on that mud mile, and though I think it was probably the most challenging one, it wasn't that strenuous for me. But I only think it's because I always had two people pulling me up. And I'm fairly lightweight, so they were just flinging me up there. So like, because it was always Jared and that other big dude just yanking me up, and I was like, guys, you don't have to yank me up so hard. Like, let me let me get a foot in there.
I was always grateful for JD because JD always seemed to go last, and I would pull him up, and like, you just look at JD's face and you just assume he's a heavier guy. But he's not. He just from seeing him on the podcast last week and then meeting him in person, he's completely different. And so like every time he was the last person, I was like, "Woink!" and I would do the same thing with him. I would like pull him a little too hard.
Of course, JD, the mud is so much higher to him because, he shared on the podcast last week, he's 5'5" and 320 pounds.
He's not 320 pounds, but he is 5'5".
Yeah.
All of 5'5".
Yeah. He's all of 5'5". No, exactly. How'd you feel in that one, Richard? Did that mud mile? Did you find yourself like having to pull people up, or did you just kind of feel like, you kind of skim through it or whatever?
I just kind of helped where I could. I felt like Jared and the other fella kind of seemed to have everything under control, so I just I tried to help pull people up where I could, and I'd put my hand where people could step on it to get up. But I just kind of put myself in where I thought it would be needed, and
the thing too, though, is like when you're doing those events, like you want to reach your hand out and connect with somebody and help them. Like it's such a good feeling,
Yeah. It's, you want to be helpful. Like you want,
It is.
Yeah.
Like I almost wished, and you tried to organize this, Richard, that we had not to say that our group was small, but like that we had a larger group of people. And I feel like next year we'll probably have a larger group.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna go.
My family's in.
But like when you have more people, like it's more
you just be connecting with more of like your friends and family, instead of strangers.
And strangers are fine, and I've ran my fair share of mini marathons and races like that before. That like you don't necessarily need to be next to somebody that you know or have known for an extended period of time to create a bond and to enjoy that moment of everybody pushing through something because
Right.
There was 5 in our group, and so we got to the hero carry, which was next after the mud mile, and we run up, and the big guy that was helping us through the mud mile was waiting because he was the odd man out of his group, and so I felt it appropriate. He's about similar size to me, that I go with him, and then you 4 divide between you 4 into 2 groups to do the hero carry, which is one person carries about a quarter of a mile or a little less, and then switch, and then carry about the same mile. So and then that I get there, and that guy's waiting, and he's like, I need somebody, and I go, well, we got 5 in our group, I'll go. And he's like, I was like, I'll carry you. And he was like, no, I've been resting, jump. And just like,
and we all were like, thank God we don't have to carry Jared.
but just somebody.
It would have been you, Kevin. Kevin, I mean, dude, you're the stronger one probably. So you'd have been carrying Jared.
but for me, like, it was the thoughtfulness to him to say, I've been standing here waiting.
Yeah.
I'll carry you first.
That's what's up.
And I'm like, I don't know this dude. I know I don't wait. I know I'm not light.
Yeah. And he was ready. And he was ready for the challenge. Like, there was no
ready for the challenge.
Yeah. And then you guys were gone.
And we were gone.
Yeah. And then
JD. I was grateful for that. And like, the weirdness of it is like, I can still see that guy's face in my head.
Imprinted and yes.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Weirdest thing.
Yeah. But it's because that little moment, that little action meant so much to you. And I mean, that's the beauty of it, to just kind of set up that, once I saw he grabbed you, I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then JD turned around and he was like, get on my shoulder. And I was like, huh? He's like, I'm going to carry you and then you're going to carry me. I was like, what are we doing? Like, I didn't even know what the obstacle was. I just, was like, what are we doing? And he throws me on his shoulder like a freaking fireman. And I'm like, dude, I was like, I've never been carried like this. The whole time, I feel like he's just gonna fall backwards, dude.
Nah, I told him to do that. I was like, well, because of your height difference, you may just want to him. And I told him how to do it.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he like stopped me afterwards and was like, "Man, thanks for telling me that."
Oh, really?
So trying to do the same thing, and it was not working with my big butt.
Yeah, well, the problem was I couldn't get a grip of the ground to get you. So because every time I try to use the ground as leverage to pick you up,
it was not level. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just all right, we'll just do it this way. Because I mean, I've fireman carried people 250, 300 pounds, no problem.
Wow. But it's been a while, right?
Well, the ground's muddy and
you could
it just wasn't
it'd be easier just to do Blake's buck 20.
Yeah.
Well, and I even said, like, to him while I was carrying him, I was like, man, you're not that heavy, but like the uneven ground, the muddy, and he was like, if you feel like you're gonna go, just let go of me.
Yeah.
That's all that I ask. And I was like, I got you, man.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm not gonna drop. I'm not gonna fall. Obviously, best intention.
My biggest fear was dropping Kevin. I was like, man, please don't. It's gonna kill me.
I can take a bump, man. I can take a bump.
I mean, it's especially in the army or the fireman carry, because it's like when you're the guy being carried, you feel kind of like, oh crap,
vulnerable.
Like I could easily get dropped in my face right here. Like I would rather, like, I just threw JD on my back like he was a little kid. Yeah. I could have carried him around for 20 minutes, dude. It was easy. I was like, this competition's easy. Oh man. So yeah, but that one wore you out, Richard. Your whole demeanor kind of changed after that.
I was like, because like something happened with my side. Like I felt like a really super sharp pain. So I was kind of worried that I like pulled something or did something. So I was trying to just
because you just came off of an injury anyway, so you're kind of being precautious anyway.
Yeah, so that was more it. But I think once we got to the pitfall area, I was feeling a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right. So next is pitfall. Pitfall was the real muddy one that was very uneven.
Yeah, you basically had to go into
Oh.
the into.
It's almost
where
like
it was
you're being
it was
blind,
all
like you're
water. It
blindfolded.
looked like it was just solid water, but the ground underneath the water was the height
Different
was
elevations.
varying.
Yeah.
So to me, that one was not a challenge. Like that was just crawl in some mud
Yeah,
is all you're
swim
doing.
on your
Like
stomach, basically.
yeah, which I'm sure, after the carry, they're kind of giving people a little bit of a break or whatever. But
Yeah.
that now there was someone that hurt their knee in that one. So I
Yeah.
mean, obviously there's
Mhm.
yeah
But
some
it was after she got out. She was
Yeah.
walking and she twisted her knee.
Just buckle.
yeah, which that's I'm sure they're used to those little injuries
She
throughout.
continued on, she waited for medical, and then we carried on to the next one,
And then she was on there.
and then she caught up to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So I was like,
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't that bad.
right.
So
Go ahead.
the next one after that was the limbo under the lake water.
Yeah, the lake
Yes.
water.
Underwater tunnels.
3 little.
Yeah, underwater tunnels. I thought that was the easiest.
Is that what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that one, once again, when you talk about strenuous, there's no strain to it. I mean, unless, you can't swim or
It's just some people had the fear of, you could see some people had the fear of.
There were people there. Yeah, there were people there that did not want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were freaking out.
Standing at the first one, and I'm going.
It's just the unknown, and it was basically just a bar over. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nothing. It was literally you have to go under the water and swim. You don't even have to swim. You just have to literally go under a bar.
The bar right here. Duck your head.
The log. Yeah. There was no strain to it. It was just I remember her saying "Oh my God, is something going to bite me?" She was
she was
scared
of the bugs. Yeah, she said she was scared of the bugs. Someone said your hair is going to be fine. She was like, I'm not scared about my hair. I'm scared about the bugs.
And that's but that is to me, when I think about some of these challenges, it's that's not a strenuous challenge. It's just more of a hey, go into this dirty water and come out on the other side, and and of course if you're if you're not a good swimmer or afraid of swimming, I guess you could have a little panic there, but but yeah, so once again, I kind of thought that one was pretty easy, and it felt good. It felt good to get all that mud off of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So from there, JD turns into Triple H and blows out some water out of his mouth. That was much needed. That was awesome.
I feel like at this point is when we started building confidence of.
We were just having fun.
We started.
This isn't hard. Yeah, this isn't this. They're just obstacles. It's not.
Yeah.
This isn't strenuous. I'm not going to be super duper sore tomorrow. Whatever. So, well, I shouldn't be, but something happened.
And I think it kind of. I mean, we talked about it leading up to it for months. How do I train for this? How do I work out for this? How do I get ready for this? It's a run, but then there's obstacles. How do I do this?
They just weren't
never run it. So now we can all go.
This is how you do it.
This is how I would prepare for it now.
Yes.
This is what I would do.
I do the same thing. Not prepare.
I know, right. I'll talk about it.
Then because honestly, we're feeling good, and I'm like, dude, I work out 2 to 3 days a week. I'm doing all right now.
Yeah. Which, once again, I think the level of those challenges, I'm sure if we did the other one, they'd be more challenging. You're swinging from monkey. Yeah. I mean, if this obstacle had one swinging from I would have been in the water on the second swing. I would have just jumped in, been let me just jump in. Yeah. I'm not going to hang very long,
I'll just swim across. We're good.
Yeah. This is a swimming lap obstacle for me. Yeah. So let's see here. So after that was the
enema neck.
Yes, this is my favorite one.
It wasn't at the rope. It was the.
Was it the rope or the enema?
We came out of the lake and we ran up and around, and then we did the top like the slack line.
Oh,
Tightrope. Yeah, you're right.
the tightrope.
Yeah.
That was the next one. Okay. Yeah. So that was easy. I mean,
That was easy.
like zero strain. Once again, like at
I
this
was
point, I'm
actually
like,
surprised that. Yeah, I was surprised that Richard was using just one. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
pretty easy.
But
Yeah.
she was saying to use one that was probably the better.
It's just
method.
3 points of contact. Just maintain 3 points of contact, and so
Yeah,
that was easy
absolutely.
for me. So
Yeah. I thought that one was just literally put one foot in front of the other and balance yourself. You know, I mean, it was a
I
little
don't think
sketchy
we
at
saw
first.
anybody fall. We didn't see
No.
anybody fall. when
She
we
said
were-
there was when we were up there. I think she was at 69
70.
people. Had
Yeah.
Was it 70? Had fallen in.
Yeah.
Which
So
seemed
yeah,
like
once
a lot because that was super easy.
I thought so too.
That
But
might
I
have
mean,
been
maybe
the easiest.
once
That or
again,
the log one where you like just jumped and
Yeah.
like,
hey, let's be honest. They all were really easy for the most part, right? I mean, the mud
Yeah.
mile was difficult. Well, we'll get through the rest. Okay, so where are we? We just did.
Arctic enema.
Now we're doing the enema. So I
Yeah.
was going into
That's
this
hilarious.
one. I was actually telling myself, once I get here, if I'm fatigued, like take my time getting out and let your body rejuvenate with all, you know, the coldness, rejuvenating your muscles and getting all the red blood cells or whatever flowing to your joints, you know. Well, I was wrong. It was the complete opposite, which I'll get to that in a second. I got to talk about the beginning. You know, all you got to do is, you know, climb up basically a very small ladder to get to the top of the.
It's a slanted slide. Yeah.
Yeah, a slanted slide. The whole idea was for all of us to get up there on top together and then slide in and embrace the coldness together.
it's a 45-degree angle too, so it's a pretty steep slide.
Yeah, definitely.
You're
So
going quick.
right. So we all get up there, and Kevin's to the right of me, Jared's to the left of me, and then what was it? Rich, I think
Richard
JD
and
and then
JD were-
JD and then Richard. As soon as Kevin brings his legs over, I mean, he's gone.
I gave Burke a sign like this because I knew he was recording, and that's what knocks my balance off.
But you go, my
Trying to be
favorite
cute.
part though, you go, I'm out. And
So like Richard said, the 45-degree angle, it was either me trying to hang on and hurt myself, or I had to make the decision. I'm just done. Like I'm and
yeah.
like so Blake's ideal of this rejuvenation of water. So the whole time I'm thinking about this obstacle, I'm like, dude, it's 90 degrees out here. Like I'm smoldering and hot in this humid. Like I had no idea this water was going to be this cold. So as soon as I hit, like when I'm thinking about what's going to happen, I'm going to hit the bottom and I'm going to come up, get air, and then go over. I hit the water and start hitting the bottom. My whole body just feels like it locks up, and like all the air from me is just like, so I lose air before I'm even trying to get air.
Well, you didn't go straight down. You twisted. You ended up twisting, so you kind of came in from the side.
Yeah.
Dude. And as soon as I hear I'm out, and then you splash into that water, I mean, I just start busting out laughing. And then I'm sitting there watching you trying to swim, and I look over at Jared. I was like, dude, how do we let the black guy go first? There's no way he can swim.
Take that in consideration too. Your body shock. You're trying to get air. You're swimming in muddy water, which you're used to, like it's clear water, so you can open your eyes and see. And I'm just like,
that was like the greenest, like green looking water.
Yeah, it was weird color.
Like ice in the water that they were.
I thought that we were gonna. Yeah,
I mean, it was
when I looked at the videos.
That one was normal color. I think you're thinking of the rope one. Was it?
The rope one was green too.
Yeah, the rope one was like lime green, but regardless.
These are the pictures that the picture that JD sent us. That was straight mud.
Hey, the other thing I was thinking about though, the people that had to run the race earlier, they had to do that with ice in there, and I bet our ice melted. So we just went straight cold water.
It does look a little green on there. Yeah, it does look like a little green.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right then. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of that real bright. That's funny. Kevin going in there, dude. We got video of that. It makes me laugh every time I watch it.
He's like,
it looks like I got punched.
It looks like you're drowning, dude, and I'm just laughing at you.
You
good? So yeah, I mean, just to kind of touch on what I said, when I fell in, like, of course it's that shock of oh my God, this is pretty cold. My head went under the water, and I was like, ooh, I didn't plan on going.
It was a lot deeper than I was expecting.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly. And then hi, honey. And then I started to swim, and right when I kicked off, I felt my right calf tighten up, and I was like, oh,
your
crap.
muscles just
This is not what it's supposed to do. And then once I got to the rope and tried to pull myself up, I got a Charlie horse in my right calf, which, leading up to this, you guys know I kept talking about how I know my calves are going to, it's just a matter of when,
You were expecting it.
Yeah,
you were
but
speaking it into existence.
Yes. But up until that point, like I really didn't feel too strenuous. It's just that cold water hit it and tightened it up, which I know JD complained of the same thing. Jared, go ahead and share how you felt going through that, and then Richard, I know you kind of had a little bit of fright on yours, so I like to hear what was going through your head.
Well, like for me, it was like I just, after Kevin went, if you rewatch our video, I go first, and I'm like, I just want to hit it and I want to experience it. Because like I've gotten into ice baths before, but it's only like parts of your body. Like I've never done like a polar plunge, but I've put legs, arms, parts of my body into an ice bath before. So like I knew what to expect.
Right.
I've never had a whole body polar experience like that before. And even though there was no ice, that water was cold. And like almost like just
it shocks your system. That's what it's for.
And my first instinct was like touch the bottom, push up, get air, and go forward.
Exactly.
I just turned into survival mode at that point.
Yep. Like as soon as I felt the cold, it was do you know how to swim? Start swimming.
Go.
Yep. Start kicking the feet. All right, Rich, how'd you feel on that one, my man?
So I think I had a mini panic attack.
You did.
I've never jumped in water before. So like that was like the first experience I'd ever have, like just going straight in.
And just straight plunging.
And so then I lost my breath, and then I was like, all right.
Like a water park or
no.
So you're not much of a swimmer then. You don't.
No. I always go in through the stairs.
You ease in, yeah.
Like going through the stairs or whatever.
Okay.
I never jumped in water like that. So
okay.
So, but I was like, oh, there's plenty of people around me. So if I happens, I'm sure someone will grab me. Hopefully.
Yeah. Black guy can make
it's been pretty helpful so far. So, so I just go in, and then I'm trying to get across, and I realize I can't walk across because it's too muddy. Like I can't get a grip with my shoes.
You can't get your feet.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to make it across at this point in time. So I can't breathe. My body is kind of in shock, and I'm just trying to figure it out. So it's kind of what it was.
Could you touch the bottom?
Yes, but I couldn't walk across it.
Okay.
Was the problem because I
don't even remember touching the bottom now.
Yeah, I ended up just
like the rope like into the water, like a good like 4 or 5 feet.
Yeah, I ended up using the side of the. That's why I took a side because I could at least use that and and that's kind of what I ended up doing. And we made it across, but that was probably the worst one for me.
But dude, man, there was one moment where like I got out and like I was kind of like grabbing my calf or whatever because it was starting to Charlie horse. JD gets out and his calves are tightening up, and I turn around and I see your face just kind of like it looked nervous, it looked panic, and I was like,
it looked pale.
Yeah, I literally, which I didn't even know if this is true. It just felt like this is something you're supposed to tell someone. I was like, "You've been here before. Take breaths.
Yes.
It's just cold water.
Yeah.
Just breathe." And then you kept on wanting to go to the side. I go, "Dude, you're finishing this. Don't go to the side. You're
I was
finishing
just
this."
trying to
And
do so I can grab onto it.
yeah,
Yeah.
the picture of
That's a perfect picture, yeah.
Yeah, you see me hold on to the side. I was just trying to use the side to kind of guide myself across.
Yeah. So that's I mean, once again, that's a good one for people that don't swim or like you that don't have a whole lot of experience in that. There's definitely some little bit of like it's just that shock to your body. Most people have never experienced that.
Yes.
Well, it's the shock to your body from the cold, which is an experience all in and of itself, but it's then mixed with like the exhaustion of what you've done for the previous 2.5 miles, mixed with like it's as stupid as it sounds, it's like it's mixed with like the guy macho machismo attitude of like, I don't want to look like a dumbass here, or I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing here either.
Yeah,
spot on. You're spot on.
Oh, I've got this. I'm here with my 5 other buddies. Like, I'm not a pussy. Like,
I didn't come here to be a wimp.
Kevin CPR certified.
Yeah.
And so was the guy at the start. Richard was banking on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I think after the Arctic plunge, I mean, we all were kind of like, whew, like, all right, my muscles are tightened, and that was cold.
Through it, you're like, yes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, yes. Yeah, exactly. All right. So what's after that?
Log hurdle.
The log hurdles.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah.
We got a great video of Kevin doing a complete flip. I don't know if you meant to do that.
I meant to do that after the second one. Yeah.
I'm glad you held on.
Forward roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was better to do a forward roll than to go on your side.
Yeah. Well, Jared raced Berkeley on that, and Berkeley just threw himself up there like it was no big deal. And I mean, you ended up beating him, but dude, that was actually a pretty close race.
It was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. But once again, like there was no sizing it up. It was literally, you saw the apps to go, like I went up, kind of like pulled myself up to see how high it was. Yeah. And then didn't do it. I didn't do it too smoothly on the first one, and then the second one, I was like, "Oh, I know exactly." I just needed to figure out how to adjust my weight, and just spun right over it. But yeah, once again, not a very strenuous, obstacle. It's just like,
that was a filler.
I mean,
it was a filler.
I think if they would have done that one to where it's like 4 or 5 more stations, and you got to go over one, and then get on your belly and crawl under one, and then jump over, make it a little bit more challenging. But once again, I understand they're trying to hit a large, large mass of people or whatever. All right. Nothing really funny happened there besides Kevin doing a complete flip, which I didn't realize he meant to do.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a ninja like that.
Hey, Blake, he grew up in Brightwood, so like he knew how to jump fences, and it was like it was like they're running, and then
Jared had to say it. When Kevin saw the wall, his eyes lit up, and when he saw the logs, he's like, "Oh, I know how to jump over stuff."
Yeah, it's over.
When he saw the water, he was scared to death. He's like, "Oh crap!" That ain't right, Kevin. Don't let us treat you like that. We just got canceled right there.
Next is the
all right.
wall. Then I think it was the
Everest.
Everest.
Oh, is that what they called it? I just think warp wall when I was.
I call it the warp wall too from American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
You talking about the ropes, right? The
2 ropes and then the 2 ropes and then you running up the slide basically.
Oh, okay. The ramp. I didn't know what that was. If that was like a half pipe or I don't know. I don't know what any of that stuff looks like, but there was a lot of that one was kind of intense. Just to kind of set it up for everybody. It's basically just a big wall that you have to run up. And then there's people at the top the far left, people were trying to run up and just pull themselves up by grabbing the top, which you got to be pretty fit and probably pretty tall to do that. And then on the right side, they had some ropes to help people if they wanted to run up and try to grab on the rope and then pull themselves up. But you also could just reach up and try to grab another guy that's standing up there's hand. And, you know, you're talking about that impact of grabbing someone's hand. Like there's, you know, when you're trying to run up a wall and leap up to grab somebody, that's that's a connection. That's a connection you really want. So let's see here. Jared went first, like always, just no hesitation, just running like a bull.
And I gave it everything I could. Like, so I didn't do the ropes because
because you have too much confidence in yourself. Let's just be honest.
No, not at all.
And the line was longer. And the line was longer.
Yeah, that's true.
The ropes gave me flashbacks to Tommy and like the rope line.
That's our Parameridian coach.
I sucked at that. So it was like, I'm going to depend on other people. They're going to get me. I watched like 3 people and I'm like, okay, if they do that exact same thing to me, I can get up this wall. And then I go, they switch like 2 or 3 people because obviously after you pull a few people up, you're tired.
Yeah.
Out with people you've just pulled up to kind of, you know, balance in and out. And I get a couple guys and they only pull me by my hands. But the previous like 3 people all like grabbed the guys by their hand and then grabbed the back of their elbow and pulled them up. I wasn't going to do Kevin where I did the full suicidal where I throw my feet up and just hang my head down this wall.
That was the only way you were getting up, Kevin.
That was, I'm for real.
Yeah.
So I went right after Jared and my one run was all or nothing. So like I watched other people do it and like I just knew that you had to hit a certain speed to get where you needed to get. So I'd speed, jump, leap. I got 2 hands. And then you get to a point where you're like, I'm up. And then this last little bit right here is it's just slick as shit.
Yeah.
So
you got no grip.
I feel like I'm like hamster wheeling. And then this guy starts coming in the middle. I was like, bro, I'm pulling my leg up. You're going to have to pull me up. So I straight did the suicide, just stick my leg up. And then they pulled me up. It was pretty awesome.
I felt like if one guy would have grabbed my elbow, I would have felt more comfortable to throw a leg up.
And twist,
nobody did. So I exerted all my effort trying to, you know, pull to get my arms at 90 degrees. I've watched enough American Ninja Warrior to know you got to keep your arms at 90 degrees. If you get past 90 degrees, you're fucked.
You're done.
And so, like, I was like trying to keep it here. I got there a couple different times with my legs keeping me up, but nobody grabbed my elbows to get me that, you know,
you
6 inches that I needed.
Yeah, you needed more. You needed more help. I think you only had like 2 hands, and you would have had to literally pull.
Helping. That was it.
Yeah,
there was like, when you went, and I think when Kevin went, there was like 3, sometimes 4 guys down there pulling, and my fat ass needed that.
Yeah, you needed a lot. So Kevin went, and then I was following Kevin. And my first I was more nervous. What's that?
It was like your first 3 times.
Well, so hold on. It was so my first time, like as I was running, I was just nervous about hitting this what looks like a plastic slippery wall on my way up, you know? So, but I also knew that there was like a little bit of a sand or not like a almost like a pad there to help your foot. So I wanted to hit that, but as I started running, I had to run to where there were some hands, you know? So I was off that mark. And then I thought I tried to jump, and maybe I did, but when I saw the video, it looks like my foot just like I plant my right I plant my right foot, and then I try to leap up, dude, and I just I think I barely touch a hand, and then just smoke the wall with my rib, dude. And like, you know, it's one of those moments where you got 200 people there, 100 people there.
That was the longest line.
Yeah, that was, and that's the big moment where everyone's trying to cheer you on to get to the top of the wall, you know? So, you know, I'm like, crap, dude, like there's my injury I didn't want, you know? And I'm literally like trying to catch my breath as I'm running back, but also trying to like, you know, tough it out. Cause like I saw Kevin get up there. I was like, you know, Kevin
on his first try.
Making it, yeah, I'm making it, you know? So then I went the second time. And the whole time I was like, do not hit your ribs again. Do not hit your ribs again. And I grabbed their hands, but then I kind of hung there and then slid down. And then I was like, dang. And then the third time, so I went back. I think one person went, and then I went again. But when I went, I took, because I kept telling myself, like, I got to run. I kept telling myself I got to run faster when I get there. So I just took off in a dead sprint. By the time I got to the ramp, my legs were like, nope, you're done. Yeah. Like you just used all your energy, you idiot.
Ran 3 miles already, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So my right leg kind of gave out, and then I was just like, oh crap. So Jared was over on the side, so I just went and kind of like, you know, it was like, oh dude, I feel like an idiot, man. That was my third try. You know, I completely failed. You know, I'm not even gonna do it again or whatever. Man, I look over and I hear, hey, and I look over and there's this dude just tatted up from his head to his toes. Just skinhead. Skinhead, just, you know, like whatever, right? And he looked over at me, he goes, come on, you got it. And I was like, all right, bet. So I run up to him. I was like, dude, my legs gave out. He goes, I know. He goes, let us go, and then we'll help you up there. And I was like, all right, cool, man. You know, so that's cool of you. You know, so they all went, and I think one of their guys kind of had a hard time doing it too. But anyways, you know, they all got up there. So then I told myself, like, don't sprint, just kind of slowly jog and then sprint once you get up there. Yeah. And then I was able to like get a really good connection with the guy, but I was like, dude, I'm not letting go, you know, but I only had one. And then I finally got someone else, one of the guys, I call them skinheads because that's what they kind of look like, which, you know, with Kevin and I will talk about that here in a second. But, so anyway, so that was kind of a cool moment for me where it's like, I was ready to quit. And there was just some stranger, you know, all tatted up, you know, which you just immediately assume when you see people like that they might be, I don't know, whatever, right? Maybe a little on the wild side, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, they were brothers in that moment, you know what I'm saying? And celebrated with Kevin when he got up there.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And then, did JD make it?
Yep.
JD
got up.
Yeah. Because me and JD, and I'll tell you guys, me and JD were pulling up some people, and like that was probably like the best feeling.
Yeah,
of the day. It's like watching people try, and you're helping them pull up, and they're depending on you to help pull up. So that was a good feeling.
I didn't pull up anyone, dude. My rib was hurting so bad. I was like, I know I did something bad.
You only tried 6 times, and somebody pulled you up.
And listen, and I knew. And I knew I was going to be in a golf outing this Thursday, and all I cared about was not being hurt for this golf outing. And I'm like, man, out of all things that hurt my ribs, like, dude, you know, like I thought I was going to pull a muscle or something. But anyways, so that one was, and then Richard, I know you tried, but I think you were kind of, I'm over it at that point.
Yeah, I think after the Arctic, my muscles were not.
Yeah, it looked like you were all in on the first one. And the guy fell in front of you. And
and I just was like,
he kind of screwed your run up.
Yeah,
2 times in a row.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I got up to the rope and I felt like I was climbing it pretty well, and then my muscles just said, "Man, you're done." So I just go because I didn't want to fall and hurt myself.
Right. So let's see here. So that one was fun.
And the next one was what I call the mud flipper almost.
It's a Block Ness monster.
There he is, Block Ness monster.
Yeah.
Was that the one we just had to climb up the ropes, basically?
Block,
Oh, that was the block. That was the block in the water.
That one was like
the block in the water.
It was kind of hard until you figured it out, and then once you figured it out, it was super easy
Just
to
pulling
just
people
like
over.
churn and burn people over it.
Yeah.
You get 3 or 4 people over it at a time.
Yeah, for those listening, there's basically just like a big old triangle, right? And you just had to someone would have to kind of jump up and hang on, and if they can pull themselves up, good luck. I mean, it was a pretty tough angle, but everybody else, in the water would just get underneath that triangle and just flip it up so that person could basically, take the ride, and then flip over to the other side, and you just had to keep repeating that. Yeah, I thought that one was fun. It was kind of fun to get flung into the water,
You're diving
and then turn around.
First, but then there were some people who would get pulled up, and then they'd get pulled over, and then they would flip halfway, and you're like,
and pull it. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't do that.
You've done this before. Yeah, we were just belly flopping in. So, yeah, so that one was, that one was, I guess, fun, kind of refreshing a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so from there,
Mutterhorn,
the big rope wall, 30-foot rope wall, up and over.
Yeah, once again, that one didn't bother me. I mean, I'm not scared of heights. So.
Yeah, unless you're scared of heights, and a lot of people are needing that initial help to get up the flat part, and the guys we met previously on the warp wall were helping a lot of people and kind of changed my perception of them, because my initial thought was like, these are some skinhead racist white dudes. Like, I would never talk to these dudes, and I watched them help people like me and cheer people like me on, and that kind of changed and actually had a conversation and changed my perception.
They come to find out JD knows them.
Yeah, and come to find out JD and Madonna. Yeah,
they're super charitable dudes too. Like, they have foundations, they help kids, they're super charitable dudes.
Yeah. I would have never knew that at first glance.
You know what it made me
I wouldn't never even tried to get to know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it made me think? I don't have one tattoo on my body. I'm like, I would go to their tattoo shop and get a tattoo from those guys.
Just to chill.
Just how cool they were. Like, just how
had what diversity shirts on?
How nice they were.
Yeah. Well, and that's funny, because when we were waiting to go up that wall, JD recognized the guy, and he goes, "No way!" And he went over and he talked to him, and he was kind of came back, and I could tell he was like really excited. I was like, that was the guy that told me to run up the wall again. He goes, "Man," he goes, "those guys are awesome." And I said, "You know what, dude? Every fully tattooed person I know is really awesome." Yeah. Like they are cool. Like because they don't judge people. I mean, look at them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've sold out.
They're getting the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, and that's kind of to Kevin's point, because we ended up going out to eat afterwards. We went to a pizza joint. Well, those guys ended up showing up, and Kevin and I were kind of sitting together at a table, and he told me, how like he prejudged them so bad, in the line, and just, was honest. Just, man, I just thought they were like just some skinhead white dudes, but they helped pull me up that wall. They celebrated with me. JD spoke highly of them. Now they're at dinner with us, and they're as nice as can be, and Kevin and I just kind of elaborated on it. And I told him that too. I was like, people do that, man. Like, I do. Someone will do it towards a black person or a Mexican or Asian or whatever. And it's like, we all do that to each other. And I think it's just human,
We never take the time to get to know it.
You know what it made me think of is, like, in this society and in this news cycle that we see, where it's like it's so divisive and it's so negative, that, like, it made me think. I go, there's probably more instances of this, of good, where we prejudge somebody and think they're X, and then we get into a situation, rather at a Tough Mudder, at work, or out in a social setting,
right? And
we realize that it's really not, and these are really good people,
right?
And
you just got to talk to them.
We were the bad people for judging them to be
exactly,
and that's exactly how I felt. Yeah. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
like, and then it came
Yeah.
kind of full circle with the speech at the beginning. Like you're gonna meet people that you never met before, or you would never even talk to, and that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I always say this. I guess I try to always tell myself this, that the world is not as bad as it seems. I always try to put a positive spin on it, right? It's like, you know, when in need, though, someone will help you. Unfortunately, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit because I do think we've kind of gotten to a point where people are a little bit afraid to help people. But I think that's because we have everything we hear has a negative light on it, or a crime to it, or whatever, right? Like we don't. And you know, I will say this, like I do like to see that TikTok does kind of you can find things on TikTok where it shows people helping people, you know, which sometimes that can be corny because it's so set up, and it's, you know, sometimes it's like, look how great of a person I am. But then again, it's still good to see someone receive a blessing, you know what I'm saying? And it can, you know, brighten up your day or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you know, once again, you know, it's like that guy giving Jared a piggyback ride. That's the perfect example, you know, of like, I really think that
it was something so little, but it meant so much to me.
Yeah.
Like he thought about my needs before his own.
But it's no different if someone opens a door for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're being unselfish, and like if you and I are walking into a restaurant together, and if you put your name in first, you get the reservation, and I open that door and allow you to go in first, like that's pretty nice. I hope you understand what I just did for you. It's like letting somebody out in traffic, you know? It's like, you realize how much time I saved.
Abnormal these days when it's a me world right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Those little things still count for some people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Let's see here.
Then it was the electroshock therapy.
In the last one.
Let's talk about it, Jared.
Did that.
Once again, Mr. I'm the leader of this pack, and I'll take one for the team. Now, Jared, full disclosure, I was ready to go. I was gonna go.
I was in between. I wasn't fully quit. Like
I was like, let's do this together. But I was wanting to have a plan and not just be Mr. Meathead and run through it like you, dude. So I am behind you. I hear you get zapped and immediately fall to the ground.
Hey,
and
dude, I could hear it.
And said, I'm out. So now I'll let you finish this story because it happened to you. What happened?
So I'm going, and I just exactly what you just stated. I thought, Meathead, I could power through this. Like, there's not going to be they're not going to put something in here that I can't withstand. I can power through this.
I can score on Jordan. I can run through these electric shocks. I got moves, man. Electricity said nope.
Don't care about your moves. Let me tell you guys.
Absolutely.
It's so funny.
Dude, it looked like when you got hit, like your legs just buckled.
Well, because it hit me like somewhere back here, like my shoulder blade area, and it went to my toes, and I felt it.
Kevin's cracking up.
Like, okay, I can crawl out, or I can quit. And I go, I'll just crawl. That will save me enough face. And I got stung like 3 more times.
Yeah. Dude, I heard it's on video. You got hit, dropped to the ground. Dude, you fell so hard right in that puddle, and then there was panic. I know there was panic, and you were like, you got to get me out of here. And then you started crawling, and I saw your back lift up because you should have been on your belly, and you weren't. Yep. I saw your back lit up, and dude, I saw it and heard it zap your back, and then you fell right to your belly and was crawling from then on.
Yep. And it still got me on my foot.
Yeah, dude, how did you get you on your foot?
I don't know, but I was just. I was like, I can't quit. I've done every obstacle.
You done killed Kevin. Kevin's dead.
even though I couldn't get up the warped wall, like I was like, I can't quit. Somebody's gonna come behind me. I gotta show the way. Like it was that. I was like, I gotta show the way.
Hey, did you guys ever remember getting like spanked by a belt or something like that? Like I just like it just reminded me of like my little brother running away from my mom and she just gets him, bam, and that's how Jared feel like boom.
Jared literally took one for all of us. And I love how you just said that you're trying to pave the way, and you did. It was get the hell out of there.
I was like, yeah.
Dude, I was doozy.
Like, no, fuck that.
And I had, and no one said, like, no one gave anyone any pressure about running through it. And I was like, okay, no, like, I probably would have maybe tried it if I don't know, dude. I saw how it changed your demeanor, and even after it, like, dude, you didn't even want to drink or anything.
Yeah.
You were not happy.
But I think if I would have known you were ready to go, I saw a few other people, and I think when you link arms or link people and you run through it, it kind of dissipates the electricity a little bit more than if it's just one person.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think they say that's like the power walk or whatever, when everyone links together and they try to run through it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, Brendan Shaw, former MMA fighter, I remember him talking about it. He's like, dude, I can't even believe they allow it. Like, it's such a hard shock. So I knew it was painful. So when I saw you fall,
I saw those like 22, 24-year-old dudes, muscled up gym dudes, like with no shirts on, like a minute or two before us run through it. And I was like,
yeah,
like, all right, frat boy,
I got this.
I've been through life. I got this. And
I was wrong.
Getting shocked is a whole different thing for me, though. Like, I've been shocked before, and that's a whole different beast.
It is.
Yeah. Get your microphone, Kevin. Pull your microphone down, Kevin. And then Jared was so muddy at the end, and all of us were clean because the last thing we did was the water thing, and you just had mud. I was like, why are you so muddy? I was like, oh yeah, you just fell in the biggest puddle on the course after being shocked to death.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh man. Man.
It was over, but you're right. It that electric literally shocked me. And it kind of changed my demeanor. Like, it upset my stomach. I wasn't able to drink, and I don't know what I could do to prepare for it better. Even, you know what I mean?
Not do it.
There's no, don't do it. Yeah,
I'm not setting something up at my house to like try to. Hey, let's see if I can get through this.
Jared walks around sticking his fingers in all of his light sockets.
I gotta put that shock collar he got in his hand.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, and you know what it reminded me of? At one point in my life, I lived in Montana, and I worked on a farm, and we would line like the cows and the horses areas with an electric fence, and to test it, we would always go touch something metal and then touch the fence to make sure it was working. And it's exactly what I remember doing when I would do that on the farm. But at that time I was 19, 20, 21 years old, and it's like, I could do that. But now I'm 40, and it's like, that doesn't feel as well.
No. I mean, I guess just to wrap it all up, I mean, I think we all kind of took something from it. I mean, once again, it wasn't as tough as I thought it was going to be. I mean, I definitely had some anxiety about it, but once again, it's just a lot of it's because I didn't want to get hurt or, which I did, but it is what it is. But, I think it felt good too, just to, which I kind of knew this going into it, that it would be a good team building, experience, and, being with your buddies, and, it just, my whole family wants to do it. Even my oldest daughter wants to do the one that we just did, and I think she'd be able to as well.
I was reluctant to sign my son up for the kids thing because I was like, well, I don't know, like Richard said before, I don't know what we're walking into. I don't know. Mud Village. I don't know where everybody can go. I don't know what's going on. But like now I feel more comfortable. My son's like, Dad, have you signed us up for next year so that I can run in your run with you and can go with you? And I'm like,
exactly.
Bro, it's been like 3 days. Give me a minute. Like, let me recover.
Let me pay off the first from one.
It. Well, and so I told you I had a story. So 2 stories.
Yeah,
I know. So Monday, my son is at recess at school, second week of school, and he's playing football. He says he's playing catch at football, and he catches a ball. He like tosses it behind his back. He trips and he falls and he hits his head. He says he has a headache. He's hurt, but nothing like major. We go to the doctor today. We've got a doctor's note that says he suffered a concussion.
Oh no!
I know.
Oh
Mild
man!
Concussion is what he says. Or is what the doctor says. So it's like, but more or less, he can't do anything for about a week or 2 so his brain recovers. And then, you know, like my true in my spirit, I got Sunday and Monday off, but then Tuesday I was right back at it playing basketball. Play basketball. We're playing first game, and I catch the ball on the block. I do a Jordan fadeaway to the corner. I catch it on the corner. I fade, make it, tie up the game. We play to 11, twos and ones. So I tie it at 11 on that fadeaway. On the block. Come down. They miss their next possession. Come down next possession. I do the same thing, but fake like I'm going to do the same shot that I did on the previous possession. My guy jumps. I go under him, go for the layup, miss it, go for the rebound. I catch the rebound. I land on my leg funky. My legs like turned. My right leg's like turned inward like this. I catch it and it hurts and I can't jump, but I shoot it and I make it. We're up 1 and I can barely run down the court. So it's like 2 more possessions and we end up winning, but
that's all that matters.
I'm pretty sure I either sprained something or tore something
or
because even after ibuprofen and icing and compression, it's not getting any better. So I went
just think if you
today, no broken bones. So I'm
that's
going
good.
To the
you know what sucks the most about an injury?
What?
Is knowing that if you just would have hit the first layup, you wouldn't have jumped up to grab it.
That's all I could think about.
Winner.
That's all I could think about is if I would have made the first layup,
I don't hurt anything playing the Xbox
for the rebound.
I think that's what I keep thinking about my rib. Like, dude, like if I just would have ran up the wall, like if I knew what I was doing, you know, I wouldn't have this stupid rib injury I got to deal with now. Oh well.
So,
it was fun, Rich. I
appreciate. Berkeley are injured now.
Oh man, well, you know, at least you have plenty of time to, recoup until.
51 weeks ago.
I did want to say, Landon in Michigan, calling you out. You said next year you're in. So if you want to bring your kid, that'd be kind of cool to have Landon come down if he wants to. Long time buddy, but it'd be kind of fun. Get some of our listeners or whatever to run it with us.
Yeah.
And I would love to have, like, no offense to your son, like someone with like either decent camera equipment. I mean, honestly, you could just do it
or just get a GoPro.
Yeah, but then the GoPro is just like one perspective. You know what I'm saying? It'd be kind of cool to have, like, something you can actually splice together, throw some music to it, whatever. It'd be kind of fun to have like a reel like that. But anyways, yeah, Rich, thanks for kind of heading that up, and you know,
Yeah,
getting us out
I
of our
mean,
comfort zone.
I can't say. I mean, I love those type of events. I'm so appreciative of like you just saying, "Let's do this," and signing up, and kind of like you are when we like suggest like a comedy or a concert or something, and you're just like, "Okay, I got tickets. It's $55 a piece. I'm buying them. Everybody okay with it? Okay." And it's like you got 5 minutes seconds to say yes or no. And
No.
I love that about you, Richard. Like, even though
because
I
would have never had that experience without you. I would have never signed up for that. Yeah,
No.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys joined me on that journey.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know, and I think it's also a thing too, where it's like when you do get a little bit older, I mean, we're all in our 40s now. It's like you hit this, and I did it in my 30s where I'm like, I'm done. My athletics are done. Like there's no need to keep playing basketball. I'm just going to hurt myself. And it's like, I robbed myself of like, I'm still robbing myself of years, you know? Cause it's like, I'm going to be 60, 70, 80 one day and be like, dude, I would do anything to go play some basketball right now, you know?
But just remember, Blake, when you came and played with me, that guy that was guarding you.
No,
like
my hero.
Just,
he made me look good that night.
Don't quit. But
I know
he's out there. He's out there enjoying it. He's not out there to like dominate.
Right. He's doing it for the exercise.
He likes the game and he likes the social aspect to it.
Exactly.
Yep. It was good.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was a great week.
I did want to touch on this. The only thing that I was disappointed in was myself in preparation. And I think that's a little bit of my like, you know, I had moments where I didn't even want to do it because like I was like, no, man, like you don't even deserve to do it because you're too big of a pansy to stay disciplined, to go work out every day, you know. And then when you do work out, you enjoy it. You know, I just played that emotional game with myself of like, wake up early and go work out, you pansy, you know. But every day I couldn't. You know, and then so I felt like I started a lot of my mornings like disappointed in myself, you know, and so I think that's where a little bit of my dread was coming, you know, going into the event.
Yeah, I understand.
But it made me feel good that
like,
you all.
There were points where, like, I mean, me and Blake were up near the front with my son, and we were like, let's keep running and let's go faster. But it was like, no, this is a team event. We have to stick together, and you know, like we signed up together, so let's run for a little bit, but stay together as a team.
Yeah, and that's what was nice about it. You could run up and then slow down, and you know, or catch them on the next obstacle or whatever. So, anyways, that was fun. Thanks for everyone listening to our Tough Mudder for the last 2 weeks. That's all we've talked about.
Mudder wrap cut.
Yeah. But if you guys, if anyone's listening and wants in next year, just let us know. It'd be fun.
29th and 30th, right?
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Tomorrow's last day to get for $50. Tomorrow's
really? Dang. Can I borrow some money? Hey, mom and dad, are you listening? I need a couple $100. I got a big family.
We can sign up for that charity.
Yeah. How about that? Hey, any listeners? Our new Venmo is at 2 honks, and no, I'm just kidding. All right, peace out, boys. That was fun.